Hey guys, good morning. Joe, morning car chat. All right, so this video I want to talk about taxes. For you guys that follow me that are interested in becoming video editors or want to work for a YouTuber or whatever, this may be of help to you, because if it's something that we have to do, whether we want to or not, or you agree with it or not, is pay your fucking taxes, right? Me personally, I'm self-employed. I've always been self-employed. Me and my dad, we had our own business. When it comes to doing taxes, we always did like the 1099, right? That's basically the independent contractor form, right? Now, obviously, I live in California. Also, like depending on the year of the tax season, the tax year, laws change and all that shit, right? So whatever your state that you live in, or depending on your income bracket or this and that, then obviously rules are gonna be different for you. So everything I say here is just basically for entertainment value, disclaimer bullshit, whatever, right? The point of me making this video is that I recently got my tax forms from Paul, right? And for last year, for 2021, right? I used to be the type of person that, like, the moment I get my tax information, then right away, like in January, fill my tax forms, go do that shit right ahead. I just want to get out of the way, right? However, the thing is that now in my position in my life, I'm starting to invest my money into stocks, right? ETFs primarily, right? And that's something I guess I want to talk about also more down the line in my videos, like me investing money into stocks, right? And I guess I want to share my progress with that, because it's something that I feel like a lot of people don't know about or don't learn. But investing your money into something like stocks that pay you dividends and grow in value over time, I think that's something that is very important to understand and to be able to get yourself out of whatever financial trouble you may be, right? Because me personally, my goal is I want to get to a point where my money is working for me, right? That's why I started putting money into stocks, right? That being said, one book that I reviewed a long time ago is this one, The Truth About Money, right? By Rick Edelman. I have the link in the descriptions or in the pin in the comments if you guys want to check this book out. The cool thing about this book, I mean, it's a thick fucker, right? But the good thing about this book is that it almost works almost like a dictionary, right? Depending on what position you are in your life, there's like chapters that'll like let you know what to do to how to invest taxes, or if you're about to have a kid, how to save money, how to open an account for your child, so you can start saving money for them to go to college and all that shit. Best way of investing your money. There's chapters, if say your parents are getting older, how to like save money for your parents that are aging, how to save money for yourself when you get old, so on and so forth, right? So this book is pretty cool in that sense. It works almost like a dictionary. Now this book, obviously the version I got is older, right? So there may be a new updated version, keep that in mind. But the thing that I like about this book is that I got to like the point of like how to file your taxes, right? And according to this book, right, it's better to like wait till you're closer to like the deadline of like filing your taxes, right? And the reason for that, according to this book, is that there's still like a lot of like kinks and shit that's being like worked out in the tax system. In other words, something that exists or may not exist in January can change by the time it's before the deadline, which is April 18th or something, right? So in this book, it suggests to like wait till March, the month before the deadline to file your taxes, right? That way any like tax laws may be worked out. If anything needs to be changed or updated, it's already done by the time it's March, right? So it's usually preferred to wait till March. Again, according to this book, you may do your research, right? That's what I'm doing. And the other reason why I'm doing that is because, like, since I'm last year I had a Webull account, and I kept getting like tax documents like being updated and shit like that, because like things keep being changed or mistakes happen or something like that. I don't know. It was like a shitty experience having Webull as a brokerage account, right? I made a video about it. I don't like it. Yeah. So since I have like my tax documents from Paul. Also, I need to get tax documents from right now I have Fidelity. That's where my money is at. Invested in ETFs and stuff like that. Again, according to this book, a financial expert, almost better to wait till like March till everything gets worked out, in the sense like all your paperwork is ready, any laws have been updated, anything laws have been fixed or whatever for like the tax code. That way everything's more cool, right? Again, people's situation may be different, so I just like basing off my experience and like again what I read from this book, and it makes sense because like I said, last year I had to wait for like a lot of documents to be mailed to me from Webull. That way I can like just go and give it to my tax person and they can help me out and stuff like that, right? So that's something I learned as an independent guy, and through my books I've been reading, is that it's better to wait till March. That way all the paperwork is ready from like my investments, all my paperwork is ready from Paul, and any laws or codes or whatever get finally updated by the time you file your taxes, right? Now, according to this book, you know, if you want to get an extension, actually, usually from what this book says, say like the tax people, the IRS, they wouldn't mind helping you out in that sense because, you know, they get a lot of paperwork. So you getting an extension might benefit them because, you know, they're getting a lot of paperwork done at the same time. So you getting an extension will be like, all right, please. That way they can do your shit later, right? But I don't know. I don't do that, but I'm just saying, like, from reading this book, Financial Experts, you know, the IRS, we usually want to help you, you know. I've known people personally that have dealt with like IRS situations, meaning they get like, say like the IRS, they like lock their fucking like a bank account because they owe like money or something like that, or there was some kind of mistakes on their tax, you know. I know people that I work with people that they have like some serious issues with the IRS, right? However, from my experience, for me talking to these people, as long as you're talking to them and letting know what's going on, they'll usually help you out, right? So whatever situation you may be having with the IRS, just try to talk to them and get shit done, right? They're usually there to help you out, even though a lot of people fucking hate the IRS and so on and so forth. But from my experience and from what I've read, they'll work with you, right? So keep that in mind. And another thing about like doing your taxes as a self-employed person, Paul actually asked me if I wanted to like be an employee for the business, right? So instead of getting a 1099 form, which is on an independent contractor, they can do a W-2 form, right? The main difference will be that they'll be the ones taking the money out of my monthly paycheck, so I'll be getting less money, right? But by the time tax season comes up, either I can get a refund or something like that, or the taxes have already been taken out of my paycheck, right? Or I can continue doing the 1099 form. They'll continue paying me all my money up front, but I have to save the money aside to pay for my taxes, right? And that's something you have to learn if you want to be a self-employed person, whatever it may be, right? Is that you gotta have money saved aside. Now, there are many methods. You know, people talk about putting money into, like, say, bonds, you know, U.S. bonds, something that pays a high interest, you know, that way you can put your money there little by little. That way, by the time you need to pay your taxes, you can actually sell your bonds or collect them or whatever. Put in a CD or something that collects interest. That way you have money saved up and, like, you know, at least it's doing something instead of having it, you know, just stashed away in a savings account that's earning fucking shit in interest, right? I don't know too much about that. What I do at the moment is basically usually by the end of the year, you know, because Paul's a fucking epic guy, like he does give out bonuses, right? As an extra thank you for working with him, right? Usually what I do is that I keep that bonus and I stash it away in my savings account until I need to like do my taxes, right? So from paying my tax person to paying whatever fees to just paying my tax in total, the bonuses that I get from Paul during December, I just put it aside and I just leave that there waiting to do my taxes, right? That's how I work. You know, that's what works for me, right? At the same time, I'm still investing money in my stocks or my ETFs, right? And I'm also like trying to pay off at the moment, my car bill. That's the only debt that I have. I'm trying to pay that shit off. And also, you know, try to put some money aside for myself for emergencies, right? So yeah, being self-employed, there's you gotta fucking like be up in your financial game. You gotta really keep track of where your money's going. You know, I have a software. It's like a free software that I have. I can't remember exactly the name of it. I put a picture of it, right? But with that, like software, every time I have like an expense, you know, I write it down of a certain category. If it's food, if it's going out to eat, you know, car expense, you know, job expense, you know, it has a category of like where that money is going towards, right? That way, when I do my taxes, it's all there. I just print it out and give it to my tax person. It helps them out to itemize everything, and there you go, right? So keeping track of your expenses throughout the year needs to be a habit if you want to be self-employed. I think it's a good habit to have either way, right? You know, there's software that can do it for you. I think mint.com can do that for you. I'm not exactly sure, right? But yeah, I have a software that I just keep my receipts every time I, you know, make an expense. I type it in my software, and you know, at the end of the year, everything is categorized right, and it just makes it life easier to do your taxes, right? So being self-employed, there's a lot of like little responsibilities that comes along with it, obviously big time, right? You know, it's not just working, that's it. You got to learn how to maintain your books, you know, save money on the side for your taxes, do this and do that, right? So there's a lot of planning ahead of time for sure, you know, and being smart with your money. Definitely learn to put money to work for you, you know, invest it in stuff like that. That way you're not just working for money, right? Because if not, then you're just going to be in your 50s, 60s still working for a paycheck, right? So you got to learn to put money to work for you. In my case, I'm putting it into like stocks and shit like that, which I'll talk more about later, right? So anyways, that's it for this video. Self-employment. In regards to Paul, I still decided to like work as an independent contractor, mainly because I have a monthly budget that I'm already used to. So I prefer him to give me the money up front, and then I can do whatever I want with the money. You know, whereas, you know, the W-2 form, I'm his employee, they'll be taking money out of my paycheck and stuff like that. There could be pros and cons, right? But for me, I just prefer to be continue getting the money up front. I already have my money, everything's budgeted out for me, so I already know what to do with my money. And also, like I said, I just feel like I have more control for myself in that manner, right? So that's basically what I prefer, is that control, that I know how things are going, right? And also, if things get fucked up, it's my fault, right? So yeah, like definitely learning not to be a fuck up is important when you're a self-employed person. That's all I got for you. Learn the tax code. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. You have to like understand it and learn to work with it, right? And also, you know, find a tax broker that you like. In my case, I go with someone that helps me out. I don't do TurboTax thing. I'd rather pay someone that understands the tax code better than me and helps me out to make sure I don't miss anything. Especially me, that I'm self-employed. I need to like categorize all my expenses and shit like that. So I prefer to pay someone to help me out to do my taxes, right? Find someone to work for you tax-wise. Understand the taxes for your situation. In my case, I'm a self-employed, so I need to understand what's available for me to like help benefit me and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot to learn, but it's definitely worth it if when you're self-employed. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care and peace.